Hi, Professor Westergaard. This is Ashley, and this is my submission for the makeup class for Des Moines. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate your flexibility, your understanding. I have decided to pick a different story than what we've been talking about this entire semester, and quite frankly, the last 10 months. Life has been filled with a lot of negativity over the last several months, and so I've decided to lighten things up a bit. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. This is a story from when I worked for Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. It is a teaching story. It is a story that I use to encourage others to take the time to do the right thing. And the story seems to impact people because just the simple fact of listening to someone, taking the time to hear what was really going on, following my values, throwing out the metrics, not only helped someone in their life, but it helped them save their house. The story with the customer's name was Terry, and the story starts back in 2001. I had worked for Wells Fargo for about 30 days. 3 weeks of that was in training, and I had been on the floor for maybe a couple of weeks. I was already in trouble for not meeting metrics. I didn't know about the metrics when I accepted this job. I didn't care about the metrics. I cared about being able to sleep at night and knowing that I did the right thing. And if that meant being in trouble, then that's what it was. So I got this call from a customer who was very behind in payments. He had called several times. He had fallen through the cracks. And his problem was continuing to get worse. We have a default department at the time. We transfer people to it all the time. Are you behind? Let's send you to borrower counseling. Pass it on. Next call, please. I wasn't good with that. I wasn't okay with that with this particular customer because the reason why they had been getting ignored, the reason why they had continued to get disconnected and transferred to the wrong place was because he had a challenge with speaking. He had and has a severe stuttering So I took the time to listen. I threw out the metrics problem, didn't care, and was able to verify his information, listen to what was going on, and I told him that the buck stopped with me and that I was going to be with him throughout this entire process and follow up and check up with him, and broke some more rules according to what I lovingly refer to as Wells Fargo. I got a hold of somebody in borrower counseling. His name is Larry Smith. I still think of him. I still think of this customer, Terry, from Dallas, Texas. And it's been 23 years. And I explained the situation to Larry, and I brought Terry in. And prior to bringing Terry into the call, Larry, I trusted him, and I felt very fortunate that I was able to get a hold of him. And he broke some rules too, as far as call handling and processing and all of those kinds of things. Now, mind you, we didn't do anything illegal, but we did go against the metrics. And so we were able to help him in the way of getting rid of any of his outstanding payments by putting them on the end of his loan. And we were able to also give him a couple of months without payments at all because of that modification, which gave him room to breathe. And it was a huge, we saved his house. We saved him from losing everything he was working so hard for, solely because we took the time to listen to a man who was stuttering. And that seems like common sense, but all those people before me hadn't done it. And sometimes we lose perspective. We're always in a hurry and all of those things. So in February of, February 26th, I looked up these emails because I still have some of them. February 26th, 2001, I received an email from Terry thanking myself and Larry Smith and telling me about how he was current and just how he was able to breathe and focus on what was going on. And that stuck with me for it's still with me. um like I mentioned, I was getting in trouble for metrics, and I continue to get in trouble for metrics, but I also continue to get promoted. So eventually I was promoted into customer resolution, where my job was to fix the problems. My job was to take the time. The metrics didn't exist anymore for me. So I did go against the metrics. I did risk my job. But at the end of the day, doing that right thing changed not only Terry's life, but it changed my own. And simply by listening. So I encourage people when I share this story that the next time you're trying to push through something because it's not going at the same rate as what you need it to go through, that maybe that few extra moments could change your life forever, like it did mine. And I'm not talking about the promotion, I'm talking about the solid reminder that everyone has a story, and we just need to take the time to listen and hear what their stories are. I hope you have a great rest of the week. I'm going to see you in a few days online. And there's my submission. Thank you again for your flexibility. I really appreciate you. Bye.